Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Monday today, first day of the week. Back to it. I'm downstairs again because Hope's getting dressed, so I didn't think I should be in there when she's doing that. Should my tower head there? Well, I can still see out the window here, my dining room window. Fine. Give him a log. Mine. Oh yeah. Took Pepper out this morning. It's still quite cold. But the snow has nearly gone. That's sad, isn't it? It's more snow yesterday. My borough. Ira. But it's nearly gone now. What's the word for what's happened to it? Because it's got warmer. Shout that word for me. What's happened to the snow? It's melted, isn't it? It got a bit warmer in the night and it made the snow melt. There's still a little bit. I can see some on my table outside, but it's dripping. So I think it might be melting on there as well. But never mind, we might get some more snow. It's nice to play in the snow, isn't it? Lovely, but a bit cold. Okay, let's do some counting now. What we're going to do today, we're going to not start from 1 today. We're going to start from 10. And we're going to count up to 20, and then we're going to do a little game where I count and then stop, and you have to say the number that comes next. Okay, do we understand? Let's all count together first, starting at 10 today. Okay, ready? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and we'll stop. Okay, now this time I'm going to count, but then I'm going to stop when I get to a certain number, but you've got to tell me what comes next. Think you can do that? Here we go. Ready? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did you get what came next? After 15, it's 16. Well done if you said 16. Let's try another one. Here we go. 10, 11, 12. Did you know? It's one of the tricky ones, isn't it? 13. Stick your tongue out. 13 comes after 12. Well done if you said 13. Let's try another one. Ready? 10, 11. Come on. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Did you know? After 17, it's 18. Well done if you said 18. Right, one more. Are you ready? 10. Did you know? One more than 10. 11. Well done. Let's do it all the way up, all together again. Okay, last one, ready? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, just once we'll try this. We're going to count backwards from 20 down to 10. So we're thinking about the number before, aren't we? It's a bit harder. We'll go from 20 down to 10, and you can practice this again afterwards by yourself. You can watch this, or you can just do it with a grown-up, or do it by yourself if you're really clever. So we're going to stop when we get to 10. Start from 20. Itchy nose. What is it about counting that makes my nose itch? Here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Well done if you managed that. It's a bit harder because you've got some funny words in there, as well as your teen numbers. You've got 12 and 11 that don't sound like anything else after 10. So well done if you managed that. Keep practicing. And if you're really, really, really clever, you can go from 20 all the way down to 0. We're very good at 10 down to 0. So once you get to 10, you should be on home run. So keep practicing that. Okay, I got a story for you today. Now this story is one of my favourites, but I haven't read it in ages. It's been in Hope's cupboard. My children used to love this story. It's called Pog, the monster who was afraid of children. Just look at Pog, how funny is he? And I like the one on the back as well, look. He's upside down there. Oh, he's a bit like me now, look, half a face. Ooh. Pog. Right, should we read this? It's very funny. I'm just going to turn the phone a little bit that way. Okay, Pog. And it's written by Lynn Lee and illustrated, that's the pictures, by Kim Gamble. And I do like these pictures. Now, what I'm going to have to do, I will read and then I'll show you the pictures because it's a bit hard otherwise because they're quite small. Pog lived with his mum, who was as busy as a dung beetle, and his dad, who was often away on mysterious business. So, here's his mummy. Look at her. She's very busy. Look at all the things she's got to do with jobs. I think she's hoovering at the moment. And there's Pog. So I think she's hoovering his tail. His funny face. And this is his dad. Ooh, he's a bit creepy, isn't he? He's off on mysterious business. I don't know what that could be. He's carrying a big spade. And it's in the night. Oh dear, I don't know. There was baby Bedlam, who didn't do much of anything yet, and Nana, who sat and talked to her pet pot plants. And then there was big brother Vandal. So let's have a look at the top. We've got Nanny, who's sitting and talking to her plants. Some very odd plants. And the baby was biting her tail. Oh dear, I suppose that's what monsters do. And then big brother Vandal, uh-oh. Looks like he's a bit of a naughty brother. He's smashing things. Oh no, not having him in nursery. He looks a bit nasty, doesn't he? Look at that face. Smash. Oh dear, not good. Right. Pog was as brave as a bathtub full of sharks. He was afraid of nothing. Well, nothing very much. It was only at bedtime, when shadows played tricks on the eyes, that Pog grew nervous. You'd better check under the bed for children, said Vandal. And he softly laughed his wicked laugh. Oh no, they're afraid of children. Look at Pog's face. Vandal's being a bit nasty there, isn't he? He's teasing him. Better watch out. Oh dear, poor Pog. I'm 2 meters tall and older than I have ever been, said Pog. I'm not afraid of anything. I think he might be. Don't you? But he was. He was very afraid of children. Every night he checked carefully under his bed, inside the toy box, and behind the door. Then he would sneak up to his wardrobe and pull the door open. Everybody knows that's where children like to hide most. This is quite a lot like a film called Monsters, Inc. Have you watched it? I think Pog came first, to be honest. But in that film, the monsters are afraid of children too. And the children are very afraid of the monsters. He kept his nightlight on and pulled the covers up tightly under his chin until he fell asleep. Poor Pog. Fancy being frightened of children. Children can't hurt you. It's like being frightened of monsters because monsters are not real, so it's a bit silly to be frightened of them. But there we are. When he woke up in the morning, he bounced out of bed full of bed bugs. He'd made it through another night. Oh, he likes being full of bed bugs, but he's happy because there were no children. The bed bugs coming off him. Yakavee. Happy face. When Pog started school, he had to walk with Vandal. "Oh, I'm 2 meters tall and older than I've ever been. I can walk to school by myself," Pog said to his mum. "Not yet," she smiled. So here's Pog, feeling brave. Got his school bag. "Not yet," Mum says. "Oh, look, lunchbox. What's in there?" Ooh, I think there might be some bugs. And here's the baby. And there's Vandal. "Pog's too little to walk by himself," crooned Vandal as they set off for school. "I'm as brave as a bucket full of snails," said Pog, and he stuck out his lip in a terrifying pout. "I don't need you." Wants to go by himself. Thinks he's a big boy now. I can do it myself, which is a good thing to think. "What about children hiding along the way?" whispered Vandal. Uh-oh. Now Pog looks worried. Pog was shocked. He thought children only came out when it was dark, like a night mist or a bad dream. Oh no, Vandal scared him now. Made him think there might be children popping out. Not very nice. Vandal grinned his wicked grin. "They wait in the bushes until a little monster comes wandering alone," he said. "Then they leap out and pack you in a sack and drag you away. So stick with me or you'll be in trouble." How mean. Poor Pog. He's terrified. And of course that doesn't happen, does it? Children don't jump out and grab monsters. He's just telling fibs because he's being mean. And now Pog's super worried. Pog stuck with Vandal all day. Still looking worried even from the back. On their way home, they heard a whimpering and a wailing, a groaning and a moaning. Pog stopped. He grabbed Vandal. Oh my goodness, that sounds like there's something in the bush. "It's children!" squeaked Pog. "Children in the bushes!" "Don't be stupid," groaned Vandal. "There's no such thing." See now. Vandal's saying that I was kidding. But Pog's very scared. He can hear something. Vandal parted the bushes, and there, stuck among some thorny branches, eyes wide and wet nose, red and running, and mouth open in a black high-pitched wail, was a child. Stuck in the bushes. Not being mean. They're stuck and they're very, very scared because of the monsters. Oh, look at them. Vandal went white with shock. He shook with fear and then he fled down the road without looking back. So, Vandal has run away because he's so scared and he's left Pog, who's wondering what on earth is going on. Look at Pog's face. Oh my goodness, how shocked is he? And this poor child, scared to death. Pog thought he must be dreaming. He stood and looked at the child. It was so small, so sad and so damp that he couldn't be afraid of it. "Who are you?" asked Pog. "What's wrong?" "My name is Tom and I'm having a bad dream and I can't wake up," said the child. Oh, so this is Tom's dream. Those monsters are not real, so he must be having a bad dream. Oh dear. Pog thought about this. "You'd better come home with me," he said. So Pog's being very brave there because everybody told him that children are scary. But he saw that this little boy was feeling sad and having a bad time. So he's helping him. What a brave little monster. The family was flummoxed when Pog turned up with Tom. That means they didn't know what to do. Mum cowered in the corner, clutching Bedlam to her breast. She got the baby. She's scared. She's curling up. Ooh, that little boy. How strange. Dad thought Tom was a nightmare and tried to catch him in his net. Oh, that's not very kind, is it? Tom was having a nightmare. Nana told Tom to get back to his pot because she thought he was a plant. I think Nana's a little confused, don't you? Possibly. And Vandal stood quivering and quaking, shivering and shaking. Pog said, he has to stay. I have to dream him away. Look at Vandal. Being a big scaredy cat. But Pog's not afraid. He knows what he's got to do. Got to help Tom. Pog went to bed early that night. He didn't check under his bed or inside the toy box or behind the door. Instead, he told Tom to sit in the wardrobe. Everybody knows that's where children hide, ready to jump out and scare little monsters, explained Pog. Doesn't look very scary there, does he? In the wardrobe. Pog fell asleep. He dreamed of children laughing in the playground and playing in the sun. And he wasn't scared. He dreamed of Tom returning home, where his parents were waiting. They're waiting for him. When Pog woke up next morning, he jumped out of bed full of bedbugs. He opened the wardrobe door and Tom had gone. I think it worked. He dreamed him back. Pog was as brave as a barrel full of worms. I am 2 meters tall and older than I have ever been, he said, and he was never, never, ever afraid of anything again. Well, not very much. Can you see what's scaring him now? There's a little teddy bear. I think it's the one Tom left. And look at Pog being scared of a little teddy bear. He's such a silly monster. And that's the end. There's Pog's funny face there. Did you like that? Did you enjoy that story? I love that story. I love Pog's face. It's so funny. And all his silly relatives. So, we don't need to be afraid of monsters, do we? Because we know they're not real. Might have a bad dream sometimes. Or you might have a nice dream with a nice monster. Who knows? Right, okay. So, it's Monday. And that's the day you start working on your new pack for the week. Now, this week's pack, first of all, there is another experiment with a ramp for your cars. Okay, we're not putting different surfaces this time. We're doing something else, so you have to look at the pack. Okay, then after that, all the jobs are to do with a brilliant story that I found called Naughty Bus. And I've put the YouTube video of somebody reading that for you. So watch the story of Naughty Bus, see what you think. Watch it a couple of times and stop it and talk about it. And then all the jobs are based on that story this week. Lots of bus jobs this week. So there's some counting, there's some drawing, there's some, do you know what? I can't remember all of it. It's been a week since I finished this pack, so it's gone out of my head. But the best one of all is playing in some baked beans, I think, anyway. So have a look at that. There's a song which you will know, but it's a new version of it. So lots of bus jobs this week, things that go, buses. So we'll do that one. And I'm going to be starting work today on next week's pack. So never stops. Start one, finish it, start the next one. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So you have a busy day, crack on with your jobs. Don't forget listening to stories, very important. Get your grown up to read you a story to see if you can talk about what's happening. Count things all around your house. How many slightly mangy bananas are in my fruit bowl? Should we have a look? Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do we learn from that? I need more bananas. That's what we need. So count stuff, and also counting out loud. Practice your counting up to 20 and down if you're feeling really, really clever today. So it's time for me to go now and get on with the pack for next week. So I will see you tomorrow. Be ever so good. Have lots of fun and lots of cutches. Okay? And we're going to say da boki. Louder. Da boki.